Welcome to Am I the A-hole, where OP's sister belittles her job by saying that it is just a hobby and suggests her to do a real job. At her wedding, my sister Emma, a 33-year-old female, referred to my YouTube career as a hobby, which upset me, leading me to leave the ceremony early. I am totally upset over why my family does not take my career seriously and why they expect me to follow them on the traditional career path. Background: I, 27-year-old female, have always been different from my other family members, particularly my siblings. All my siblings are in traditional careers. My older brother James works for an NGO, and my sister Emma is a doctor, a cardiologist. I am happy for them because they are doing very well for themselves. However, I have always been laid back and creative. I am an artist, and I make paintings, wooden carvings, etc. Initially, I was working as an arts teacher in a school, but 2 months ago, I started a YouTube channel and began uploading videos of me painting and carving. I also sell my paintings and carved wooden items online. I have monetized my YouTube channel, and I am also earning from selling my items. I am hopeful that in the next year, I will be generating a substantial revenue from my work, but my family, especially my sister Emma, has always been dismissive of my career choice. They don't understand why I didn't go the traditional route like she did. Fast forward to the wedding day. The ceremony was beautiful, and I was genuinely happy for her. I played a significant role in the planning process, and I gave her an expensive gift. I wanted to support her as much as I could because, despite our differences, she is my sister, and I care about her deeply. At the reception, I had a moment with my sister and congratulated her. I told her that the ceremony was amazing. She said it would have been impossible without me and other family members, and added, "Thanks for being here. I thought you would be too busy with your hobby." I asked her which hobby she was talking about. She replied, "That painting and YouTubing." I was taken aback because I didn't expect her to call my career a hobby. I chuckled and replied, "It's not just a hobby, it's my job, and it pays off." She shrugged and said, "Well, it's not a real job, but I'm glad you're enjoying it." I was really upset, but I didn't want to spoil the wedding by arguing with my sister, so I just walked away, and later on, I left the ceremony silently, without saying goodbye to her or anyone. I was very disappointed because my sister belittles my career for which I have been struggling for years. After 2 hours of leaving, I received a call from my mom asking where I was. I told her that I was at home. She then asked me why I wasn't at the wedding and mentioned that everyone was inquiring about me. I explained to my mom that I wasn't feeling well, so I decided to leave. She insisted that I needed to be at the wedding no matter what. When she continued to press me, I expressed that I didn't want to be in a place where I was treated as inferior and where my career was belittled as a mere hobby. My mom urged me to be direct and tell her what the issue was, so I revealed what my sister had said about me. My mom said that it was a big deal, and such things often happen among siblings, and asked me to come to the wedding. I told her that I would not come until my sister apologized for what she said. My mom said that I was being unreasonable, which pissed me off, and I cut her call and turned my phone off. My sister hasn't spoken to me since. My father didn't take any side, but he says that I overreacted. My mom is furious with me for ruining the reception by leaving early, and she says I am an AH for it. So, am I the AH? OP is not the AH. Rather, her sister is a big a-hole for not respecting OP's career choices and always trying to make her feel inferior. YouTubing is not just a hobby, it is a full-fledged business that can make OP a millionaire. I think OP's sister is jealous of her, which is why she is demotivating her. Otherwise, everyone knows the potential of earning from YouTube. So, I would rate OP 0 out of 5 on the AH scale and OP's sister 3.5 out of 5. OP's mom is also an AH for ignoring OP's genuine concerns. So, I would give her 1 out of 5 on the AH scale. Let's now move on to another Am I the A-hole, where OP doubts his wife is cheating on him and asks for a divorce. I, 33-year-old male, have been married to my wife, Emily, 29-year-old female, for 2 years, but we don't have any children together, and I don't have any children at all. However, my wife has a son from her previous relationship. 2 months ago, my wife and her best friend, Mary, 27-year-old female, went on a 1-week trip to Manhattan. I had no problem with it, because going on trips with friends is absolutely normal. However, on the 4th day of my wife's trip, I received a call from a friend who informed me that he had met my wife, her friend, and a man named Daniel. He told me that my wife introduced Daniel as her best friend's boyfriend, but he had doubts because my wife seemed a little bit confused while introducing Daniel to him. When my wife returned home, I asked her if her best friend was married. She replied by asking if I didn't know she was married and questioned why I was asking. I told her about the call I got from my friend. My wife explained that her best friend was not happy in her marriage, so she had been in a relationship with a man named Daniel. She went to meet him and my wife accompanied her. My wife told me that she didn't know about this initially, and she only found out about it when they reached Manhattan. I asked her why she was supporting her friend in cheating on her husband. She said that she was not supporting her. She just didn't tell this to her husband. I asked why she didn't tell this to her husband. My wife said that it was not our business, though it was a what the hell kind of thing. I also decided to ignore it because I don't know her husband and barely know my wife's friend. Fast forward to the last week. My wife told me that she was going on another trip with the same friend. I suggested to her not to go with her because it was not just a trip, but a cheating trip, and she should not support her friend in this. She said that she didn't care whether her friend was cheating on her husband or not. She would go on the trip because her friend was covering all her expenses for the full week. I told her that if it was about the trip expenses, I would pay for her trip to Manhattan and we would go together. When I tried to push, there started an argument between us, which soon escalated into a fight. After fighting with me, she went on the trip with her friend. After she went on the trip, I became convinced that my wife was cheating on me with Daniel. My suspicions were confirmed when she became furious after I offered her a free trip, all expenses paid, for us to go together. So, after she left, I called her and told her that I wanted a divorce because I believed she was cheating on me. She became upset and accused me of being crazy for thinking that. She said she would discuss the matter with me after returning from the trip. Now, I am unsure if I made the right decision by asking for a divorce. So, am I the AH here? Everyone sucks here. OP's wife is either cheating on him, or she is going with her friend for money and helping her cheat on her husband. In both cases, she is a jerk. So, I would give her a 3.5 out of 5 on the AH scale. OP is also an a-hole for concluding things so quickly, so I would give him a 2 out of 5 on the AH scale. OP should discuss things properly with his wife before making any decisions. Let's now move on to another, Am I the AH, where OP involves the police to get his daughter back from his sister. This morning, I, 36-year-old male, received a call from my daughter, 15F, asking if she could go to my parents' house for the week with my sister and her cousins. I agreed since I was working and thought it would be nice for her to have some fun before the holidays were over. However, when I got home, I realized she had taken my phone charger. This may seem like a small issue, but I have spent over $100 replacing chargers she has lost or broken in the last 2 months. I was upset and couldn't reach her, so I called my sister and demanded the charger be returned to me before they left. My daughter gave me attitude when she handed me the charger and said I was overreacting just for a charger, which made me angry because it was a blatant disrespect. I told her she couldn't leave because of her attitude, but my sister disagreed and took her anyway, going against my explicit instructions. Feeling desperate, I called the police and explained the situation. They helped me get my daughter back. Now, my family says I am the AH, but I believe my daughter needs to learn respect. As a self-employed person, my phone is essential for my work, and not having a charger is a significant inconvenience. So, am I the AH? OP is not an AH. Instead, OP's daughter is being an AH for justifying OP's daughter disrespecting her father. So, I would give OP 0 out of 5, and I would rate OP's sister 3 out of 5 on the AH scale. What do the Mac Reddit fans think? Is the OP an AH or not? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like the stories I brought you, just hit the like button, share them as much as you can, and don't forget to subscribe to Mac Reddit for a daily dose. Bye-bye, see you tomorrow with some more spicy fries.